Yo, what up, though? It's your boy Mike checking in on the tube. You know what I'm saying? Wanted to talk to y'all for a minute. Yo, those people who know me, y'all probably know me from being reckless. You know what I'm saying? Being young, foolish, doing crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Running around the hood. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be Plymouth, Dexter, Linwood, Joy Road, wherever y'all seen me or wherever y'all met me. If y'all ever anybody met me in this walk of life in this world, y'all know I always been a cool, laid back, probably funny, and all that. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to get on here and just tell y'all because I feel like if I could do it, if I could do it, a lot of people can do it. And I hope that this do something for somebody, whether it's one person or 1 million people, 1,000 people. I did a 360. This video is about me and my 360. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about before my marriage, what I was doing before my marriage, and what I'm doing currently. Okay. And just know that before my marriage, which everybody on Facebook, y'all saw, you know what I'm saying, my marriage, and y'all saw it unfold. Y'all saw me when I fell in love, when I put the pictures up of my then girlfriend, then my fiance, and then my wife. Y'all saw the whole thing, you know what I'm saying? But I'm about to tell y'all what I was going through before I got married and what I'm doing right now currently in my marriage as being a married man. Going from the Mike Show, which I don't know how many people know about the Mike Show, but let me break it down. The Mike Show was a show I had with my bros, and you know what I'm saying, with one of my bros, Pops, and we all was on there. And every day I would go live and we'd just be drinking and fooling and just having fun. You know what I'm saying? What we call innocent fun. We would, you know what I'm saying, want the girls to tap into the live, and we would entertain the women, and you know what I'm saying. And it wasn't just a show for girls, it was a show for everybody. We just talk mess and just have fun living the everyday life that we live. This is before I was married. Y'all know, I used to have my daughter all the time with me, and at that time I was just, you know what I'm saying, it was just me and my baby girl. It's just me and my daughter. We used to just take videos and make videos, and you know what I'm saying, and do things like that. But at that time I was out here, you know what I'm saying, this before my son passed and everything, you know what I'm saying. At this time I was just out here just loose in the world like I've been all my life. A child that comes up, I had my father, but he wasn't in the same household. You know what I'm saying? I could go live with my father on the weekends or for the summer. I could go live with my auntie. You know what I'm saying? I was bouncing all around the place. I was so many places, as a kid. That's a whole nother story, me growing up. But I'm telling y'all let me go from the point where I was doing the Facebook Mike Show. It was a very popular show. People tuned in from all types of places in the world. They used to call in and tell me that they was watching this show, and they watch it all the time at work and things of that nature, because we were entertaining them. I was just going off the top of my head entertaining. At this time I'm rapping, I'm doing music, I'm shooting videos, I'm directing videos. I got so much on my mind and so many talents that I wanted to do, and writing R&B songs for people and all of this stuff at this time. And I'm doing this Mike Show. This Mike Show is like one of the funnest things. But I realized, and people should have realized then, that if I could get on the internet every day and entertain people for like the whole day, because on Facebook it'll bring up your memories, it'll show you your memories, and the memories just was popping up, and I was like, dang, man, thank God, man, because I wasn't dude, it was cool that I was with my brothers and I was with friends and family and we was having fun with each other, but I realized how much I was drinking. And if you look at them videos back then, if y'all ever see a Mike Show pop up on y'all memory or something, and y'all saved it, and y'all see how big I was, and I was drinking liquor every day. And at that time I didn't know that I was probably going through some depression or something like that, or some stress, but I was like coping with it because I was drinking liquor and entertaining. I had to get up and I had to be the guy on Facebook. I had to be seen on Facebook. I had to laugh, say whatever came out my mouth that was funny. It could have been disrespectful, whatever. I was just going. I was in that world of Facebook, Instagram. But here we go. So I got this show that every day I'm going live. I'm talking about literally for probably 16 hours a day. At first, they used to let live go for like 30 minutes. Then you'll have to start over. So I'm like, yo, it's about to go off. It count down to 3, 2, 1. Then it go off. Then I get right back live and go for the next 30 minutes. Eventually, Facebook started letting you go live for the whole day if you wanted to. So I was literally sitting up as a grown man, 37 years old, on Facebook all day doing nothing. Everybody loved the show. I wasn't getting paid for it, but I was doing nothing. Drinking, telling all these coarse jokes and doing all this stuff. And I really didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I didn't know, what I wanted to do with my life. You know what I'm saying? It's like I was just on Facebook because I was so used to living my life, day by day, and hustling for a dollar, hustling for this. Because if some people remember me, I used to be the DVD guy. I used to sell DVDs at Starters. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people know what I'm talking about. But then I got to this point where I was just on Facebook every day, entertaining people who I didn't even know. Just making different pages because you can only get 5,000 friends and things of that nature. At a point, I felt guilty about everything that I was doing. So I made a group called Friends to Help Friends, which is thriving to this day. People get help, I went fed the homeless a couple of times, and the group built up. It's over 20,000 people in that group, and some people helping each other, some people on there being messy. But at the end of the day, I look at the good that come out the situation. But I'm doing this Facebook Live every single day, and I look around one day and I'm like, yo, don't none of us really got a job. A couple of the people that had the job wasn't on the show like we was. I mean, we could have went and got a job. It wasn't nothing wrong, but however we was taking care of ourselves, it was getting taken care of. You feel me? But I was wasting my life on Facebook, just wasting my life away every single day, getting on live, trying to entertain somebody else that was at work. Because people used to comment like, I'm at work watching y'all. I love y'all show. Y'all make me crack up. I be cracking up. And people would inbox me. And, at that time, it was a billion women that felt like I was, I guess attractive and whatever, and felt like my brothers were as well. We had Dion singing. We had Sean coming in, looking in the camera, doing his thing. And I was doing my thing, being funny. I never really felt attractive. You know what I'm saying? I was always a bad guy. For me to be known, and I had to be bad. I had to do stuff bad to gain attention. You know what I'm saying? I literally had to have people kind of fear me to love me. You know what I'm saying? That's not the case now that I'm grown, but now that I look at it, I was doing bad stuff and people probably feared me and loved me at the same time. But anyway, so I'm doing this show on Facebook, and the Facebook show is the Mike Show. I'm talking about the Mike Show. We on there doing all types of stuff like pouring water down our heads, taking our shirts off, licking our tongues out, saying everything that you could possibly say out your mouth that'll make a girl want to lust over you and things of that nature. So we doing this every single day. I'm talking about every day we doing this. Ain't thinking about nothing else. Ain't nobody ever chimed in on a comment and said, yo, how do y'all live? How are y'all on Facebook Live? And I'm at work watching y'all, but y'all never at work. Y'all never doing nothing for y'all. What's going on? But y'all look good. Y'all got good clothes on. Y'all got haircuts. Y'all looking good and all that. But I'm thinking like, yo, I wasted so many years. And now social media is you can get paid for it. Back then I wasn't, thinking about that. I was just wanting people to laugh. That was what my thing was in life, to be accepted I had to make people laugh. I had to be nice, a good person, and things of that nature. So I'm on Facebook Live, right? And now here's the part where I meet my wife. I get a phone call and somebody says, "Hey, look, you want to go on this Charlie with us?" You know what I'm saying? And a friend of mine had a friend and they was having this Charlie and it was going to be all women on this Charlie, but they wanted me there for the entertainment. Mike, yo, come on there so you can make us laugh and whoop-de-whoop. I'm like, all right, cool, I'll do it. At this time, the Mike Show is thriving. The Mike Show is famous. We actually pulling up over people's houses that we don't know, doing Mike shows from their houses. You know, people coming to the Mike Show, and it's like a real show. Like, it's crazy, right? It had became to the point where it was like we were local celebrities known by people in the Facebook world. I would go places and people be like, "Ain't you that guy from Facebook? Ain't you that guy from Facebook?" And people would see my daughter before then with me like, "Hey, you the guy with the daughter, you know what I'm saying? It beat cancer and all that," right? So it was this thing and it was taking control of me until I went on this Charlie. Let me tell y'all, I went on this Charlie. I never spoke, I'm going to make it short. I never spoke to my wife on the Charlie except for one time. I said something to her. And then afterwards, we went to the little restaurant downtown after the Charlie. Y'all know what the Charlie is. You get on there and you drink and you pedal. You know what I'm saying? So at the time I needed some insurance. My insurance agent from my insurance company had retired, so they had my stuff all messed up because I had some things insured that I needed, you know, and it was all messed up. So I remember that my friend said that her friend worked at this insurance company. So I said, "Can you think it's cool that if I call her and she could be my agent?" Because my agent, which was a Caucasian woman at the time, she was a real cool lady and she retired. So I had to get with another insurance. It was the same company but different agent, you know. So and it's Julia Patton State Farm. Make sure if y'all get any insurance, go to Julia Patton State Farm. Julia Patton State Farm. And I mean, best, I'm still to this day, I still got that insurance. Best people in the world. Go look up Julia Patton State Farm, okay? So at the end of the day, I meet my wife, but at the time I don't know she my wife. But lo and behold, the phone number I called, this is after the Charlie and everything. Everybody had fun. People got drunk and everything, and whoop. But my wife, who I didn't know it was going to be my wife, she didn't get drunk. You know, a couple of other people didn't get drunk. So we went out to dinner right after the Charlie, you know what I'm saying? And Sweetwater, that's where we went, and we was eating and everything. So after that, I wasn't thinking about this. A couple of days later after I made the call for the insurance. So bam, she gives me the number. I guess she calls ahead and she tells who was going to be my wife that I didn't know she was going to be my wife. She said, "Hey, you remember the guy from the Charlie? Can he call you because he with the company, but he need to get some stuff back in order." And bang, yeah, she like, "Yo, have him call me." So I called her, and you know, long story short, she got everything together for me, you know what I'm saying, professionally and everything. And I'm like, "Yo, you know what? I owe you one. I owe you." Remember, we had been on the Charlie, and I had been to Sweetwater after the Charlie, so it ain't like she just a total stranger. So she says, "Okay, cool." I said, "What you want?" "I owe you a drink or a dinner or something," because I had already been on a Charlie, so it wasn't like a total stranger type of thing, just calling on the phone. So long story short, I meet my future wife up at the Outback in Southfield. We eat at the Outback. You know what I'm saying? It was good, cool. We leave out, we go sit in my car for a minute. I'm talking to her. That 1 minute, 10 minutes turned into probably like 10 hours, and no cap. Like, we sat in my car literally until the place closed. And we ate at lunchtime. But we sat in my car so long and talked. We both just talked and talked and talked and talked and talked. And the talk was so good. I told her about my life. I told her about what was going on. And at this time, I'm kind of in my mind like, yo, I'm tired of this Mike Show stuff. It's like overwhelming and things started to, when a little piece of fame hit you, start. And when I say fame, I'm meaning like, but when people just can recognize you and you got something going on, and everybody like, yo, keep going. Yeah, I was ready to get away from it and do something else different with my life and everything. So after that day, we talked in the car for probably about 10 hours. No cap, me and my future wife. But I didn't know she was gonna be my wife at this time. So the conversation was good, and I'm pretty sure she didn't know I was gonna be her husband at this time. Conversation was great, good. And I don't think to this day it's been a day that I haven't saw her since then. And the only time I haven't saw her since then, and it's a crazy story, she went out of town, and some way her number got blocked from my phone, right? Not blocked, but it was kind of like, I don't know what happened. I was calling her and she was calling me, and we couldn't get through to each other. But I had did something. It's like I didn't know iPhones that good when it came to it. So I ended up getting in touch with her. And she was like, yo, I was thinking about you. I was trying to call you. And I was like, yo, I was thinking about you. I was trying to call you too. Like, we was both trying to get it to each other, but we got to each other. She comes back home from her trip, and we together every day. I'm talking about every single day. We talking, we together every day. And I wasn't looking for a girlfriend or a wife or anything at this time. I wasn't looking for it. And she wasn't either. But at the end of the day, we just hit it off, man. We hit it off. And we was together every day since then, to this day. Like, and one day we got offered to go on a cruise with my family and my grandmother, and the cruise was free, everything was free because somebody couldn't go at the last minute. And I just count this to God, man. God put me not only on that cruise with my grandmother, because my grandmother, she passed shortly after the cruise, and I thank God that I had that time with my grandmother, and that my wife, my future wife, had the time with my grandmother, because I hadn't proposed to her yet. So at the end of the day, we start dating and things of that nature. So basically, we call it, hey, you my girlfriend, I'm your man. We making it official. We clubbed. We went to all types of places, PVs, duos, every place you can name, block parties, high school reunions, everything. She's meeting my family, I'm meeting her family. Everything is just falling perfect, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, this is perfect. And I fell in love, she fell in love. I mean, what she would say is, baby, you give me butterflies. You was giving me butterflies back then. And right now, I think the butterflies probably done turned into snails. But at the end of the day, she cool with the snails, okay? Because my wife loved me and I love my wife too. But at the end of the day, it was like that. And one day I remember the whole cruise. It was a 7-day cruise, and and I had never really been nowhere. She had been all around. She had traveled and everything. I hadn't been nowhere. I'd never been to Puerto Rico. I'd never been to St. Kitts. I'd never been to Barbados. I'd never really been nowhere, you know what I'm saying, but Atlanta and, some stuff like that, But we go on this cruise, and I remember laying down one night looking at the stars, and I told her, I was like, I want to marry you. She asked me, like, what do you want for your birthday? It was like Thanksgiving time, and she asked me, what you want for your birthday? I was like, I want to marry you for my birthday. I want to marry you. And when I asked her that, I think right then and there she said, I'll marry you. I will marry you, And but I didn't propose at the time. We get off the cruise, you know what I'm saying, and we still together every day. We in love with each other and everything like that. Y'all saw the pictures. If y'all did, I'm getting Pepsis and Coca-Colas with her name on them. You know how they put the name on the Coca-Colas? Jennifer. And I just started changing. And I was changing for the better. Some people was feeling like I was changing just because I had a girlfriend. But hey, that's what happened when you fall in love. You start being with this person. And then my law was, hey, everywhere I go, I'm going to take my girl with me. You know what I'm saying? Because I had fun with my girl. You know what I'm saying? My girl, I put take her on the block, let her meet my homeboys and all that. She'd take me somewhere. I'd be around her homegirls. It was all meshing and everything like that. And one day, we went to go look at rings. We just went to the, I forgot what ring place that was, but we went to go look at rings. And I told her to pick a ring. I didn't, off rip at the time, have the money for the ring yet. You know what I'm saying? But she said, I like this ring. She picked out the ring. So I ended up putting that ring in the layaway. Okay, here's where it is, right? So one day I gets the ring, and I know that this is I know that she's not expecting this. You know what I'm saying? She's not expecting this, and it's just bang. She just got off work, and you know, y'all understand this is in a time where my son is thriving still. My son hasn't passed away yet. Actually, my son was supposed to be in my wedding. I just want y'all to know that the day of my wedding, my son was brain dead on life support. The day I had to get married, when my wedding was being planned and everything, that's when my son went down. I could have called the wedding off, but I had to be strong. I was still going to see my son and everything. My son was supposed to be at my wedding, you know, and I'm going through this at the same time that I got to get married. I'm going through this at the same time, but at the end of the day, I love her so much, and I know she loved me, and this wedding is planned. We didn't know that what was going to happen to my son happened, but God told me to keep on going, to keep on pushing. You know what I'm saying? So I kept on going, kept on pushing. So go back to the proposal. I know she's over her mother and father house at this time, which is my mother and father-in-law now, and my stepdaughter was there. So I told myself, man, you know how people be doing these fancy proposals and things of that nature, and I just was like, man, I'm just gonna propose in front of the people she loved. And, you know, I had already previously asked my father-in-law, you know, for his daughter's hand in marriage, and you know, he told me, yeah, and so I get the ring. I went cashed the ring out. I ain't even never had to make a payment on it, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I was at the casino. I went to the casino when I was gambling. When I had the gambling addiction, that's a whole nother story. I went to the casino and I said to the dealer, I said, hey, I got my future wife's, I got a ring in a layaway. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna win the money that's gonna pay for her ring, and after it pay for her, as soon as I win exactly what I need to get that ring out, I'm leaving. And I told the lady how much I needed, and then once I got it, the dealer looked at me like, you got the money for the ring? And I was like, you right, yep, I'm out. Checked in my chips, and you know me, I'm a gambler. When I'm winning, I don't leave. When I'm winning, I don't leave, and I was winning big. But I had to go because I had the money for the ring. I'm talking about to the exact dime. I went, had to hurry up before the place closed. I got the ring, went over where she was. She was still in her work clothes and everything, and I just got down on one knee in my mother and father-in-law's kitchen and proposed to my wife in front of my mother and my father-in-law and my stepdaughter. And she said yes. Okay. She said yes. A couple months later, we planning a wedding. We get married. Beautifulest thing in the world. I'm with the person I love. I didn't know that I was going to get a wife, but God knew. And to this day, I love her the same, no matter what. Now, we all know that marriages ain't perfect. But I tell people, man, always fight for what you love. You know, when it comes to a wife and when it comes to those vows, when it comes to that covenant, you have to fight for what you love. You may be sensitive in certain areas. The woman may be sensitive, but people always say it always be good in the beginning, but then when you get married, it get hard. Nah, it don't get hard, it get better. So I just want y'all to know, people that's wanting to get married and want to be a wife or want to be a husband, marriage is the best thing that I ever did in my life. In the name of Jesus, I'm going to tell y'all. And you know, ain't nobody perfect. There's no thing perfect on this earth. You know what I'm saying? And I hate when people be like, oh, people be on Facebook perping like they marriages is good. Why? Because we put up a picture because we was smiling? Because they put up a picture that was smiling? First of all, one thing that everybody need to do, don't get in nobody's marriage business. Don't ever ask about nobody's marriage business. And married people, don't tell nobody your business, because really, it's not the thing to do, you know? But marriage is the thing to do. And at the end of the day, I talk to my wife all day long. I miss my wife when she gone away from me. She miss me when I'm going away from her. But I like that. I love that. I love it. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. And at the end of the day, God has blessed me. Since I've been with my wife, I got saved, baptized. I started to get to know God more. I received the Holy Spirit. And I'm a better man today because the day I met my wife on that Charlie. You know, and I'm a better man today, and I can say it. And it's a part two to this. It's a part two to this. But know this, marriage is perfect in God's eyes. You got to follow the rules. When it comes to a covenant of marriage, follow the rules, because some people, you know, it's just like putting together a TV mount. When you're trying to mount your TV, read the instructions. You know, if people in the marriages right now, I'm going to give y'all some advice. Read the instructions. Because if you just put it together based on your understanding of how it, makes sense. This screw big, so it go here, and this screw here, go here, and all we got to do is do this. You end up always putting it together wrong if you don't read the instructions and don't use the right tools. So that's what you got to do in the marriage. The instruction guide is the Bible. And what you got to do is you got to read the instructions to make sure everything is put together right. But if you don't read the instructions, you're going to go based off of how you think it should go. And then you're going to find yourself like, dang, we got to fix it again. So at the end of the day, I just want everybody to know marriage is the most beautiful thing in the world. And thank God that I'm married, because I don't even look back at women. I don't even lust for women. It's a lot of things that I don't do. I've been delivered from smoking cigarettes. I've been delivered from gambling. I've been delivered for some things that people think a person never be delivered for the love of my wife and for marriage. But remember, read the instructions, and the instruction guide is the Bible. The Bible will tell you exactly how to get through any situation when it comes to it. And until part two, man, y'all just know that I got some other stuff to tell y'all. And y'all let me know in the comments if y'all want to hear part two of this, because I'm going to tell y'all the truth. God is love. And I love my wife. And I'm glad the day that I met her, because I'm a different person. I'm a changed man for the better. Y'all have a blessed day.